Hi, Brett. It's so nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again, Chelsea.
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm good. How's your week been?
It's been good. It's busy. Work's been really busy. Starting to warm up to my new position. It's good.
That's good. That's great news. So
Yeah.
happy to hear.
Mm-hmm.
So before we begin today's session, I kind of just want to talk about last week's session.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so you came in to see me because you're experiencing anxiety, moving to a new town. You didn't really have many supports.
No.
So we basically went over a few suggestions, such as journaling, to kind of help you evaluate your thoughts, right? To see them on paper, and that would be a really good aspect in order to help you with learning some cognitive behavioral techniques.
Right. Yeah, I remember.
That we briefly touched on last week, and that's what I really want to focus on this week.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, I know you still have some questions about cognitive behavioral therapy. I could say that's not very, very clear to you.
Yeah,
it's new. It's all new.
Last week, that's the first I've ever heard of this.
Yeah.
Right?
So essentially what cognitive behavioral therapy is, it's a talking therapy.
Okay.
So you know how we have thoughts and how thoughts affects our behavior. Here, I have actually a diagram here just to kind of put it into perspective. So your thoughts kind of link to your feelings and behaviors.
Right.
So it has a cycle. Right? And when you think negative thoughts, it affects your feelings and your behavior. Okay, so what cognitive behavioral therapy is essentially, it's kind of linking those thoughts, feelings, and behaviors and breaking that cycle.
Okay.
And it's essentially a tool that you'll eventually be able to use on your own when you are feeling that anxiety.
Right.
Perfect. So I noticed that you brought in your journal today.
I did.
Yeah, how was that? How was your journaling?
It's been going good.
Helpful?
Yeah, it's been going good. I'm not going to lie. I missed a couple days there last week. Just been so busy, but
it's been going good.
It just helps to actually put your feelings and thoughts on paper.
Kind of sit back and kind of look at everything. Yeah. So if you don't mind, I'd actually like for you to read a journal entry if you feel comfortable.
For sure.
Yeah.
So this is Mondays, all right?
Yeah, perfect, yeah.
Okay, so today I woke up. I was feeling really good. I made myself some eggs and a couple pieces of toast for breakfast. I went to work. The day just seemed to fly by. It was very busy. Even ended up staying a couple extra hours late to help one of my coworkers out. I'm still feeling great about myself. I decided I'm going to go to the gym and get a gym membership. So I went to the gym, waited about 15 minutes, got signed up for a gym membership. Then at this point, I seen all the people. I started feeling anxious and nervous. But I went onto the treadmill, just going to do a quick warm-up. I didn't even get 20 minutes into my cardio session. And I just got so anxious and nervous that I went back to change room, got changed, then went home. On my way home, I'm just angry with myself. I just let my thoughts get the best of me. So that night, I just played a little bit of video games, watched some hockey, and then went to bed. And that was the end of that day.
So how did you feel like sharing that with me?
Good. Yeah.
So if you don't mind, we can actually use that example.
Okay.
So I can kind of teach you a few techniques. So essentially I'm going to introduce the STOP model.
Okay.
It's essentially CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy in a nutshell. Here, I actually have a printout for you. So when you were feeling anxious at the gym, like what was your anxiety level? Like from a scale of 1 to 10?
It was probably
1 being the lowest.
Probably an 8.
An 8, yeah.
Like when I went in there, it was like a 4 or 5, and then I just seen all the people, and then I was just like this is too much. But I kind of fought through it for a little bit, and then I just couldn't do it.
So here I have a handout for you, and actually what I'm going to do is I'd like to walk through it with you. And you can jot down some notes if you'd like.
Okay.
Here, I'll give you this stuff.
Okay.
So in this instance,
Yep.
when you walked into the gym, you felt okay.
Yeah.
Right? Your anxiety level is at a 4.
Yeah.
When it's when you started working out.
When I seen all the people
When
there.
you've seen all the people.
I just felt like I was being judged and wasn't sure if I was wearing proper color coordination. Like, just.
Yeah. So can you run me through those thoughts? Like, what kind of thoughts were going through your head?
Yeah. So I got there, and then I seen all the people working out, and I'm not a big guy to begin with, so I see all these bigger guys and these women that are fit, and then I just felt out of place. And I just my mind started racing, and then I just kept getting anxious. I wasn't sure if I was doing the right thing. And, yeah. And I just felt like people were looking at me funny and judging me, even though I have no idea who any of these people are. So,
yeah.
And then I just ended up leaving.
And that's okay. Like, you actually just have to remember, it's little steps, right?
Mm-hmm.
Reward yourself for actually making it to the gym and getting a gym membership.
Yeah.
Right? That is a big step for you.
Yeah, I never thought of it that way, but yeah, it is.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So eventually, you'll be able to work out. So this is why stop will really come in handy in this type of situation.
Okay.
So you've realized you're feeling overwhelmed. All these thoughts are going through your mind.
Yep.
So essentially, stop. You got to say it to yourself internally. Okay? So you're aware that this thought comes into your mind. So let's say in this case, everyone's looking at me. I feel like I'm not doing anything right. So you acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Say stop.
Yeah.
And essentially just bring focus to your mind and your body. And you realize that what your trigger point is. Okay, and then you see here, essentially, once you realize that you are getting triggered, you just want to take a breath.
Okay.
Essentially, like in through the nose, out through the mouth a few times to kind of collect yourself.
Okay.
Okay, because when you do focus on your breathing, it brings the attention to your breathing and not your trigger point.
Right.
Okay?
Yep.
And then the next one we have here is observe. So essentially, when you can observe all your thoughts going through your mind, you can notice how you feel, like how your body feels, right? Noticing helps us to diffuse from the thoughts and feelings, therefore reduces the power over our thoughts.
Okay.
Any questions so far?
No, so you just want me to write some thoughts down?
Yeah, I'll just walk over it.
Okay.
Excuse me. I'll discuss it with you, and then we can go over that situation.
Okay.
And you can explain to me how you would handle it in this instance, okay? And then we have pull back and put into perspective.
Okay.
So in this case, when you're aware that everything's going on, this is the time to put it into perspective.
Okay.
Like, realize your thoughts are just thoughts. They're not facts or statements.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
Perfect. Let's see here. Yeah, and then we have pull back. Isn't that what we just...
Yeah, so I guess it'd be this one here. Just practice.
Oh, yeah, excuse me. So pull back and essentially put into perspective.
Yeah.
And then we have practice what works.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
So essentially, you realize that your negative thoughts aren't helping you, correct?
Yeah. So just kind of once you figure it out, just
practice what works.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Shift your focus.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So any questions so far?
No, am I going to get a couple of these to take?
Yeah, I printed out some pamphlets for you, and also just a pamphlet you can read over later on tonight.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yep, sounds awesome.
Wonderful. So yeah, in this case, do you have any questions? Like, it's the perfect, because at the gym you realize that you have these thoughts. Take a moment, observe your surroundings, kind of refocus.
Okay.
So what I want you to do is put this into practice. I printed off a few of these for you.
Yep.
And also keep on journaling.
Yep.
And what we can do is also just get together again next week.
Yeah, for sure.
Does that sound good?
Yep.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, Chelsea.
It's nice seeing you again.
Nice seeing you too.
Okay.
Look forward to our next session.
Thank you.
Thank you.